Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your boy B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. And I pretty much want to come to y'all with another topic tonight, man. I'm talking about, how Facebook has become nothing but Fedbook. And it's pretty much about that time that, especially when it comes to especially when it comes towards, the Aboriginal, Indigenous, African family, I definitely want to talk about how Facebook has become nothing but Fedbook and how they are, trying to censor, a lot of, black people accounts or whatnot. And for the most part, the reason why I'm saying that Facebook has become nothing but Fedbook because if you really take a look at Facebook right about now, man, they really are monitoring, they are really spying on people like crazy. And one of the things that I really have noticed is that they are really spying on, a lot of black people in particular, especially when I found out, how, they were actually, monitoring, and following people from like the Black Lives Matter organization. And I had my differences about them, but for the most part, man, for the most part, they are pretty much, man, like I've been noticing that when it come down to like, white supremacist pages, they don't take those down. But every time when it comes down to like, pages dealing about like, black consciousness or people that's out there, dropping a lot of knowledge of things about black history. And every time we want to talk about things that are dealing with African history, things that are black and empowering, they always want to find a way to try to censor us and what they are doing right about now. Especially when I heard from like Dr. Boyce Watkins, they pretty much suspended him, for a couple of days, but I think it's going down to maybe like 30 days or whatnot. They've been they actually suspended, Tariq Nasheed's page, a couple of times. And they've been suspending a lot of people's page, and it seems like every time when you want to, drop something that's going to be awakening the masses of the people, especially when it comes towards our people, they always want to try to find a way, to delete the page, or they want to censor the page, and they always want to use the trolls up on the pages as well. They have a lot of trolls up on there, which are pretty much paid by the government anyway. I believe that they are paid they are paid, by the CIA. And, the federal government, they actually are paying people, to be like disinfo agents. They are paid to troll people. And in particular, they come up with like, these fake black profiles, disguising themselves as black people, but they really nothing but white supremacists. And a lot of times those people are nothing but trolls anyway to find out what's on the minds of black people and things of that nature. And I just found it to be, real crazy because when I looked at the movie, Jason Bourne, the latest Jason Bourne, the latest Bourne Identity movie was talking about that anyway. They were talking about how Mark Zuckerberg, linked up with the federal government and I believe linked up with the CIA to pretty much, made a deal with them to spy on the American public, in particular black people. So it's really something to think about, and I believe that us in particular, black people, we got to come up with our own social, with our own social network and whatnot, and we got to establish our own platform because they spying on us out there, and they really trying to find a way to censor that. So, and also too, when it comes on Facebook, man, they coming up with a lot of fake news sites, and they have like a lot of fake articles on Facebook, and you might as well call Facebook Fedbook, man, because I found it to be so funny that sometimes when I post up certain things, I noticed that when it came down to things, I noticed when it came down to me, talking things about, not necessarily bashing my people, but when I was out there talking about, a couple of things that might be dealing with like, black people, I might be talking about how I'm talking about, with like things that goes on in the black community. I might, I might be addressing an issue. I noticed that my status is always ranked really high, but I noticed ever since I started to really come up on like, issues dealing with like, white supremacy or dealing with issues dealing with black empowerment, I noticed that my status is not really shown like that. And I seen people who had great pages that were talking about black consciousness and black empowerment or whatever the case may be, that their pages got deleted multiple times. So when they see you promoting something positive like that, they see you as a threat. So it's definitely a great it's definitely something to like look at, and it's definitely a great time that we start establishing our own platforms. And I believe there's a couple of platforms that are out there right now that we can actually, get ourselves involved in so we can express ourselves freely, because we can't be having, all of these racist trolls, coming up on the pages, and we can't have nobody spying on us or whatnot. So it's definitely something to think about. And I definitely had to drop that to my audience or whatnot, man. And I want to say thank y'all for, subscribing to my page, liking my page. And it's just me wanting to drop another jewel to y'all. So this is B Miles. This is B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.